So you want to paint your base molding and you have some large gaps, but you don't want to change the molding out because either it's too much work or it's set in place and all it needs is a little filler. Take a look at this gap. The general rule for caulking and filling gaps in your concrete, your blacktop driveway, or even in places like this, with expandable filler such as siliconized caulking, is 1/4 of an inch. That's the max that you should expect caulking to fill in without shrinking or cracking. Now, this exceeds our 1/4 of an inch. So I want to show you a trick that will bypass the rule, 1/4 of an inch. And what we're going to do is fill the gap in with tissue. Now this tissue will absorb and become one with the caulking after the caulking is applied. I'm going to show you my new tool that I got. You can get this tool at Sherwin-Williams. It's called a two-edge knife. Okay, it's a 5-in-1. It's a fancy 5-in-1. Okay, it's a nail punch with this. It's a scraper. It's also a roller cleaner. You put your roller on there, you can clean it. And then we have a nice clip for the belt. You can grasp it like that. And also, you can do this. You can get this. I want to show you what's inside of it because it's really cool. You press this button, and oftentimes on the job we need knives, right? This is this has the strength of what's called a utility knife, and it's opened by depressing this. It's also closed by depressing this thing. But here's the cool part: the blade comes off simply by depressing this. So it's all geared for speed and production at your job site. And so I'm getting nothing from them for promoting it, but I want you to enjoy the benefits of having the right tool for the right job. Okay, what I'm going to use this for is simply to get my tissue paper into this gap quickly. And again, the tissue paper is an excellent absorbent, and what I wanted to do is to simply absorb the caulking and become one with the caulking. Okay, as you can see, the filling of this gap has become a lot easier when you consider putting in this paper. See, the good thing about this paper is that it expands, and when it does, it's going to really block that caulking from sinking deep down into the gap. And you want to put enough in there so that it's tight and that it stops the caulking from falling in. Salud, amigos.
Okay.
And there you have it. So now we went from having 1/4 of an inch gap with a deep hole to 1/4 of an inch gap with a shallow drop. We can anticipate the tissue paper bypassing that rule that it has to be less than 1/4 of an inch. I might want to fill a little more in there. By the way, you want to use mildly abrasive toilet tissue. That's the best one to use. Mildly abrasive. I don't know if they sell it in the UK. By the way, that's a joke. Just kidding. There's no such thing as mildly abrasive tissue. Okay, so there you have it. We're going to feel for it, right? Make sure that it's all below the level. And now we can go to town. Now on one of our last videos, we showed you how to use a caulking gun, and it's cut at a 45-degree angle. But when this gets all gunked up like this, I want to show you what happens. You don't know where the tip is anymore. So the way to know where the tip is, that is the point at which the caulking is coming out from, is to simply make a black line like we did opposite the angled hole from which the caulking comes. This way you can quickly get your job done. And so now I know where the caulking will come out from. So I'm going to have my black line showing as I depress the trigger in my caulking gun. It would be nice if before I started this video, if I checked the caulking gun to make sure that it was full, but I didn't, because I assumed something's going on here. It is full, but it's the bottom is coming out. Do we have a clear? If it's clear. By the way, we're using clear caulking, which is important for this particular job. I'll try once again. If it doesn't work, we'll just simply get a new gun with a new caulking. Thank you. We got clear? All right, cool. So the reason why we're using clear is because when you're painting something that is not white, well, you're caulking. If you have white caulking, the edge of your white caulking is going to show. And so if you're painting red, blue, or green, or another deep color, since you use white caulking, the edge of it, the very edge that is not painted, is going to show itself to be white. And therefore, if you use clear, you're going to be in good shape, because it's going to, the color will be, it will fill the transparency, and the clear caulking will appear to be colored. All right. You get the idea. Okay. Now, of course, it goes on white, but it's not white. But we want to put a lot on because we have a big gap to fill. All right, and no problem, we have enough caulking here to do that. And so with this tool that I suggest that you purchase, I'm going to push that in, you see, and I'm going to simply make sure that my whole crack is filled. Now, to be honest with you, there's a learning curve in this tool. I'm not crazy about using this as a spreader. I'm not. But a lot of guys use it, and it has become a very popular tool. You know, it fits into your pocket. But to be honest, this is one thing I don't really like to use it for. So, but you decide. You decide on what you like to do. Okay. So there we have it. Now, this is not fast drying. I don't know that there is a fast drying clear caulking. All of the fast drying caulking is colored, as far as I know. So we're going to have to wait until this firms up. But we're just going to clean it up here, making it ready for our paint job. You see, we have wallpaper here, and so when we paint this, we can't have it white. It's got to be clear so that white is not showing against the green or the green woodwork. This is going to be green woodwork. Very important that you use clear. All right, so there we go. I think that's good. Juan, would you mind giving me my 3-inch flat, you know, my little 3-inch or 4-inch? Yeah, it should be in my pouch. If not, I'm just going to, or a 6-inch. Even that 10-inch is better. So that's good. That's good. So I want to make it nice and flat, okay? Because I love perfection, okay? That's what I really want to do. Okay, there you have it. You see, it's nice and flat, so that when she dries, it's going to dry flat. See how nice that makes it? I know it's a wide gap. I'm working for somebody. I don't have the liberty to just start changing out woodwork. For those of you who are going to write, change the woodwork, okay? It's not always the way it works, folks. There's a bunch of trolls on YouTube who like to make suggestions, and you know, it just gets a bit much sometimes. And there you have it. So I'm going to take my tape off. I'll just make another suggestion. Your tape only has a certain amount of time. It's called hang time. It should say it right on your tape. A lot of people don't realize that. But your tape only has a certain amount of time before it's dangerous to the surface on which you're putting it. And you need to know that. Some tape has what's called a 7-day hang time, and others a 3-day. And they are very serious about it. Okay, so now we'll have to tape that again because we're going to paint it, and then we'll be ready to put a new layer of tape on it so that it looks nice and sharp. Thanks for watching. Please click on like. A lot of people watch my channel, but they don't hit the like button, and so I don't get credit for the video. So click on like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.